In this video, we're going to continue to factorize quadratics. Just like in the last video, we have questions that are all whole numbers. They are doable with very simple calculations and mostly in your head. The difference is today we will look at questions that have numbers in front of the x squared coefficient. The coefficient of x squared is different than 1, basically. Basically there's a number here, whereas previously there was just a 1, which we don't bother to write. Okay, and in the last video I wrote it like this: x squared plus something x plus something. I'm going to continue that idea. There's something here in front of an x, and then there's a something at the end without an x. So an x, no x, x squared. The difference with these type of questions will be simply, I might need a bit more room than that, simply that there's something in front of the x. Okay. And again, before I go on, please do not be too worried if you're not able to do these. We will have another method, the quadratic formula, or completing a square, that you can do every question, including the hard ones and these simple ones. So if you are not good at, because it's like solving a little puzzle, these questions. It's more of an art than a science, I think. Okay, so all of these questions look like this. I am simply telling you that the answer will look like this. It'll be two numbers. Those numbers are fairly complicated looking, but it'll be something x, a number in front of the x, plus a number in front of this x, plus, now this might be 1. One of these could be 1. In fact, in this and this question it will be. In this question it might be x plus d. Okay, these are just numbers we don't know. Maybe this is 2x plus 4x, so 1x, x plus 7. I don't know. Now 4 multiplied by 7 would get 28. So it's none of those are this answer. So I've just made this answer up, but I will prove it like I did in the last video, simply by multiplying it out and showing you that this will in fact look like one of these. It will give me an x squared, it will give me an x, and it will give me a number. So let's multiply this out. We get, so ax multiplied by cx. First we check the signs, it's plus and a plus, so the answer is a plus. Then we multiply the numbers, a multiplied by x, a multiplied by c is ac. Now these are numbers, we just don't know them yet. So is the way I like to think of it. Although of course the x is a number we don't know yet either. Although we'll never find it out in these questions. And x by x is x squared. I guess these are just 4 numbers. Two of them are x though, so we put them together as x squared. Okay, now let's get ax by d. Yeah, let's do that one first. Plus a dx. Then let's get b by cx. That is plus bcx. Just all that means is multiply. These are multiplied. B multiplied by them. Write them all together. That's all we're really doing. ax cx. This is just ac xx. Write an x squared instead of it. Okay, b by d is just bd. Now we add all the terms we can together. All the x squares, let's add them together. There's only one of them, luckily. Let's add all the x's. Okay, there's 2 of them now. We need to add this plus this. Don't be afraid with that. That's just a number, AD. I don't know what it is yet. If A is 2 and D is 3, it's 6. If B is 7 and C is 3, it's 21. We can add 6 plus 21. It's simple. We just write 6 plus 21. Or in this case, we just write AD plus BC. It's not difficult to add together. It might seem like we're not doing anything, and we're not. We're just writing down what I see here. Except instead of 2 terms, I now have 1. I've actually, as it happens, I've factorized that little bit. But think of these as simple numbers, and it will hopefully make a little more sense there. Plus BD. Okay, well this looks like this now. There's just an AC here. There's just an AD plus BC. Let's put it in a bracket just in case. And there's just a BD there. That's all it looks like. I'm just going to rub a lot of this out. That was just proving what I said, that this is equal to this. So I'm saying for all of these, there's an answer that looks like this. That answer is simply two numbers. A number here, AX, where A is something that makes up 2. C, that's here, is something that makes up 2. So we can put the X's in. X and X. Really, I'm looking for a number here, 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 and here that fits all this criteria. So we have 3 clues. One clue is A and C makes 2. So 2 must equal a 1. So what are the factors of 2 maybe? Maybe 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. They're all the things that can make 2. Alright, this one here is easy to do as well. Minus 5. The factors of minus 5 are minus 5 and 1, or 5 and minus 1, or, oh, well, that's it, I think. That's it. Really, so that's all the numbers we have to play with here. They have to obey these 3 rules. Now, how I'd suggest doing these questions is just trying a few answers. Let me do it over here. Just making a few guesses and seeing if they're right. As you get better and better at it, you will have to write out less and less. Like personally, I can do this in my head, and so can lots of you with a bit of practice. Do a few of these questions, about an hour's worth of these questions, and I think you'll be getting it in your head as well. So make a few guesses. Let me see. I will guess, make that a bit bigger. I'll guess 2 and 1. Make it 2. In fact, it's not going to be minus 1 or minus 2, because if I change these signs, I don't have to change these signs. That might be a little bit advanced for you, actually. Yeah, you know what, I'll ignore that. If you can figure out why I mean I'll never have to do these 2, ask me in the comments, I'll tell you if you're correct. Or here's another thing, you could do all 4 of them, but you never have to do these 2. You can ignore 2 of these, but I'll let you figure that out for your own thing. So there's lots of possibilities here, unfortunately. It could be 2 and X, and then maybe, well, let me pick one that doesn't work first. 5 and 1. Okay, I need to make the signs work though. 2 by 1 needs to make plus 2, that's fine. 5 by 1 needs to make a minus. So how about I go minus and plus? And then just try it out. I wouldn't multiply too much, but 2x by x, good, we're okay. Minus 5 by 1, good, we're okay. So it's really the 9 that we have to worry about. This 9 here. 2x by 1. Well, let me write it all out actually. 2x squared minus 5. It's really the middle bit. I get 2x by 1 is 2x. 5 minus 5 by x is minus 5x. No, that's not going to work. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. So that's not going to work. So really it's all about that, just playing around with those things. I realize you don't have a whiteboard, you're going to have to write this on a piece of paper. But thankfully you won't have to do it every time. You know what, let me make this a good bit bigger again. 2x squared minus 5. So what other guesses have we got? We got 5 and a 1. Well, there's 5 and 1. How about 1 and a 5? And I'll worry about the signs later, maybe. Here's another little clue. 2 by 5 gets a 10x. 1 by x gets an x. Ah, now we can get 9 from this. How about if this is a plus and that's a minus? Will that work? 2, that'd be a plus. 1 by x must be a minus 1. Will this work? It does. That works for everything. Now, I'm sorry, I don't have a better way to teach that, I don't think. There is ways to learn off little rules, but I would rather a student sees this as 3 puzzles. These two, this one and this one are easy to do. There's only certain numbers that will work for both of these. And then this one is a bit of an art form. You have to think to yourself, what numbers will work to make this? But then always just test your answer. So in this case, it is 2x minus 1 and plus 5 works. Let me rub this. This is just our scribbling. You could always just put that on a separate page. But no, if I was ever doing work, I'd put it on the page. But still, it's just scribbling. If we did it next to the same way, what numbers make 3x squared? Well, that's going to be 3 and a 1. What numbers make 5? Well, that's going to be 5 and a 1. Okay, so now I just have to make them make 16. Okay, how would this work? 3 by 5 is 15, and 1 by 1 is 1. 15 plus 1. Okay, I think this will work. These numbers seem to work. Let's put some of them in. 3x. Well, actually, again, maybe I would do a test over here. 3x. And I want 5 and a 1, isn't it? So I want 15 and 1. So 3 by... I need a 5 here. And I need the 1 here. Okay, what sign do I need? I need plus 15 plus 1. Okay. Well, that's the correct answer already. Plus 1 plus 5. So that would be maybe more what I'd expect to see a student do. Just a little test, but mostly in your head. It's hard to write down these questions to show people what you're doing. Now the last one is going to get a bit more interesting. There's much more options. Let's see. 6. How do we get 6? We get 6 and a 1. Maybe a 2 and a 3. How do we get the 3? Maybe a 3 and a 1, really. Okay, so now we have to play with these numbers and see can we get 11. Right, okay, so we need to multiply something here by here, add it to here by here. Okay, what about 3 6s are 18, and then maybe, no, okay, what about 3 3s are 9, 2 1s, there we go, that's the secret. Now, it gets more complicated because these two have to stay together. These two have to stay together. I can't have a 6 and a 3. I can't have a 6x here and 3x here. That won't give me 6x. I have to have a 6 and a 1. Or a 3 and a 2. Okay, so that was the one we said, wasn't it? 3 by 3 is 9. 1 by 2 is 2. That will get to 11. So I think that one will work. 3x by 3, 2 by 1. Now let's try the signs. What do I need? I need all pluses again. This is handy. Plus and a plus. And let's check if it works. We get 6x squared. We get 9x. We get 2x. And we get 3. This is correct. 6x plus 11 plus 3. Okay, this one works. 3x plus 1, 2x plus 3. Okay, that's how you do these questions. I'm sorry, I know it's a little bit, well, I still don't know how to do it. I really hope that has helped a lot of you. I really hope it does, but I do not want to teach you any secret code of, well, if there's a pluses and minuses, if these numbers do this, do that. I would rather you solve this puzzle for yourself. I'd rather you, with this information, these 3 clues, 2 numbers to make this, 2 numbers to multiply to make this, those same 4 numbers that you've just found, you have to use those 4 to add to get to 11. To multiply first and add to get the middle one. And it's hard. It's quite hard for some people. But don't worry. After the next video, next video is going to be looking at some special cases where it's like x squared plus 3x, let's say, with no number. Or another case where it's x squared plus, well, not plus, we'll look at minuses, and minus 9. We're going to look how to factorize these. So they're both missing something. They're missing a number and they're missing a x. We'll look at easy versions again of these in the next video. Special cases. But after that, I'm going to start forgetting all this guessing in your head. I'm going to show you a method to do it every time. And if you think you'll never be able to do this one in your head, maybe you're just not figuring out how to do it, skip the next video and just go to the one after that, and I'll show you how to solve all of these every time. It's a little longer, because that's the joy of these ones. When you get good at it, you can just go 3x, 2x, and 3 and 1. Boom, you're done. There's no work needed. You might want to test your answer. You just want to test your answer like we did over here. Every one of these you want to test your answer. See if you get the same numbers. Okay, so tune in the next video where we'll be doing these 2 special cases. This one where we're missing the x to the power 0 term, or the number. And this one where we're missing the x to the power 1 term. So, for example, where we're missing this, or we're missing this. And I'll see you then. Bye.